starting to be a little raggedy, you know. I thought I'd take this time while it's quiet this morning to just say a few things that I haven't been able to at this point. And we're looking out over the ranch area there. The ranch house for the Bundys is just south of here along the river there. Hey, there's a lot of support here. We've seen support even in the major media, which is kind of a new thing. Of course, there are those that are talking about, and the big stickler seems to be not even the tortoise anymore, but this 93 edict by the Clinton administration and the government, usurping more land for the federal behemoth. In other words, state land has slowly been robbed from them. I think Nevada is like 80% now. It belongs to the federal government. Supposedly, I'm not saying it does, by federal edict and by all these, machinations that they make. And a lot of people are using the arguments of these recent laws to say that the Bundys and people like them are in error on all of this. Well, I want to point something out. This whole issue was actually resolved constitutionally in a case known as Marbury versus Madison, that any law that's made contrary to the Constitution is null and void. The federal government was ceded a very small tract of land to use for its governing necessities. And that tract of land was in the District of Columbia, with additional small areas, not entire swaths of states and territories. Territories is kind of another matter, but for things like post offices and small government operations, forts, those types of things. Not 90% of a state. So a lot of the people that are making these arguments about the unlawfulness, they're really the ones that are talking about unlawful things, they themselves. The usurpation beyond the Constitution of what the federal government is really supposed to have. So the Bundys are correct, and people like them, that the fact of the matter is we've gone way beyond the Constitution to the detriment of the American people. I'd go into it with a little more depth than that. I'm not an attorney, but I can read. I'm relatively intelligent, and history is something that really does make a difference. So I don't really believe that we need to talk anymore about these laws that have been made, first of all, since the unlawful and unconstitutional incorporation of the United States of America in 1879, nor do I want to hear about any laws that have been made subsequent to the Federal Reserve Act of 1913. In and of themselves, any law after those times, practically any law after those times, especially anything about usurping state land, is unconstitutional. I'll leave it there for now. Like I say, it's early morning. I've got to save the battery in the camera. We're looking to see some big things happen today, good and bad. I'll get back with you later. Of course, this will be put up when, I don't know. The YouTube connections that are available to me here in Bunkerville and Mesquite, Nevada, are highly suspect at this time. I had to travel some distance to be able to upload the video that I did last night. For all of those who are out there praying for the Bundys and everyone out here, I want to thank you. Okay? All right. We'll get back with you later. Yes, there's the morning sun on the morning of April 10th. and have a few things to say this morning, but I also wanted to say this for all of those that again keep talking about all of these recent laws. And when I say recent laws, I mean about all the usurpations since 1879, and really we could go back further than that, but I'm going to explain some more of that in a minute. I just wanted to say this, insert this here, that you know, we have a creeping tyranny. That's what this is called. It's called a creeping tyranny. And these laws have been put into place over time to give credibility to this unlawful, dictatorial, tyrannical government. Look at the wars it's put you in, the children that it has slaughtered, your children, in the name of this ungodly organization. If you're honest with yourself, the Gulf of Tonkin that got us into Vietnam. You know, even the Desert Storm in the 1990s, early 1990s. If you don't know all the details about how that occurred and why, when you realize how you've gotten yourself into these wars by believing the lies of this tyrannical government, it's been a creeping tyranny, and you're trying to make judgments based upon your recent memory, not the history of the situation. That's a very dangerous thing. Okay, we'll go ahead and talk a little bit more. Brand's been made the de facto cook. We got all kinds of stuff around here for us. Feel like I'm back in the army.